Hey, my friends. Welcome to the Dallas Daily Show coming at you from the Neighborhood Loan Studio here in St. Louis, Missouri. Today's episode is called Breathing in Your Soul. Let's get into the conversation. We've just wrapped March, and March here in the Midwest tends to be pretty windy, and we get up and down in the weather, and it's like 30-degree mornings, 70-degree days, back down to 30. A wind front comes through. It's just kind of a crazy time of year where it can't decide if it wants to be spring or summer or sometimes go back to winter. It's all over the map. That's what March in the Midwest is like, and maybe it's like that wherever you're listening to the pod from as well. But we had a lot of windstorms in the last couple of weeks. We actually had tornado warnings a couple of weeks ago, but the winds were crazy. There was one night that I just was up half the night listening to the howling wind. Now, I was in a restful state, and I actually had my eyes closed, and I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, I love the wind, and I'm such a wind guy. And actually, several of my sons, they love the wind as well. My youngest, Arrow, he loves for the wind. He calls it a wind party. He wants us to put all the windows down and open the moonroof on the Highlander and just drive along. Highway, just get on the highway, go 55, 60, 70 miles an hour, and just let that wind party just whip his hair around. Doesn't whip my hair around. For those of you paying attention, I don't have any hair. Anyway, it doesn't whip my hair, but it does whip his, and he loves doing a wind party. Well, our other son, Arthur, he's a big wind guy as well. Like, we got a lot of wind. Rodney Dangerfield would be like, this whole family's full of hot wind, I tell you. Tell you what. That was a horrible Dangerfield impression, but I enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed it, maybe you were laughing. Maybe you didn't. Maybe you're just shaking your head right now. And now you're laughing because you were just shaking your head and I called you out on it. That's exactly what happened there. But anyway, a lot of wind, people. A lot of hot wind in the family, folks. I'll tell you what. So the other day, we were talking about the howling wind, and it was at breakfast with the family one day. And we're talking about this, and Arthur, our second son, who is now 12 years old, have I emphasized the birthdays enough, Taylor? No, I'm just kidding. They just all upgraded, so I'm still having to think about, wait, he's no longer 11, he's 12. The 12-year-old, we were talking about it, and he said this phrase. He goes, oh, I love the wind because it feels like the wind allows my soul to breathe. And I just went, Arthur, for 40-plus years, I have not been able to describe what the wind does to me. Like, I've just been like, oh, I love the wind. I love those windy days. I love standing in the wind. Back in the day, when I did have hair, oh my gosh, I love the way the wind would flow through my hair. And I was never able to put words on it. And this young man says to me, I love it because the wind makes it feel like my soul can breathe. And it brought words to something I was unable to describe for 4+ decades. And I just love the imagery of that sometimes your soul just needs to breathe. Sometimes you need the space. Sometimes you need the stuff to blow past you in your life. And you need that feeling and that sensation of there's a little bit of space for your soul to breathe. Have you ever felt like that, my friend? Have you ever felt like, oh, I just need my soul to breathe? It's a beautiful feeling. It's a beautiful image. My wife, of course, as one of my transformation accountability partners, definitely said to me, that's a topic for your pod. You got to bring that up. I was like, oh, you don't have to tell me. I already put it into my phone. Topic for the pod, allowing your soul to breathe. My friends, maybe you're too closed up. Maybe you've been in the winter season of your life for way too long. Maybe what you have felt is the windows have been boarded and shut up. Maybe you've had the air on recycle in the car, the recirculate setting in your car. You know those two buttons on your car that one allows fresh air to come through the cabin filter into your car and the other recirculates the air that's already in the car? Yeah. Maybe you've been on recirculate for too long. Maybe you haven't had a fresh breath of air in a long time in your life. Maybe in a relationship, or maybe in your job, or maybe you just haven't gotten away to get your feet in the sand for a little bit. And you've just felt cloistered, and you felt compartmentalized, and you felt truncated and in this little spot of recycled air for way too long. It's time to open up the windows. It's time to go stand in the field. I'm giving you a challenge today. I am one of your accountability partners, by the way. In who you're becoming, we may or may not know each other personally, but if you're listening to this pod consistently, regularly, I know there's a lot of episodes and there's a lot of words that get shared, but if you're listening to this pod, I am one of your accountability partners for transformation because I want to see you become who you're supposed to be, future you, this version of who you are called to be in this destiny or future reality or whatever you want to call it. I want to see you become that. I hear stories from people. People email us. People let me know through the website of Dallas, this episode meant this. I had a guy from New Zealand reach out saying, your podcast has been helping me through my depression. This is amazing stuff. I didn't even know that was happening, right? But this is amazing stuff. There's a future you, and you need to be grateful for the transformation partners who are calling you to just simply, my friend, it is time to let your soul breathe. It is time to make a little bit of space for yourself. We're past the winter. We're into the spring/early summer, like the transition is occurring, especially for those of you in the Midwest. It's up and down, up and down, up and down. But now's the chance to go take your bare feet and put them in the spring growing grass. Now's your chance to open up your arms as wide as you possibly can and breathe it in and breathe it out. It feels so awesome. Now is the chance to give yourself the space you need, the place you need, the air you need to allow your soul to breathe. Take the advice of my son Arthur and get some wind. Breathe it in and just know it's gonna be okay. It's time to create that space. It's time to breathe. It's time to refresh. It's time to step into the spring. It's time to look toward the future you ultimately want to become. It's time to be grateful for the transformation accountability partners you have in your life. That's been the positive play call all week. I am grateful for the transformation accountability partners I have. It's time to be grateful for those and to take a moment and just say, hey, can you breathe with me? It's time to breathe. All right, that's all I got for you today, my friends. Go out there. Have a championship day.
Thanks for listening to my dad's podcast. For more tools, go to DallasDailyShow.com. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. Thank you.